Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
I'm vengeance.
I have given a name to my pain.
The Batman.
Always waiting for some Batman to save you.
It's simple. We kill the Bat of Gotham. I'm Batman.
And welcome to the BOF Podcast, episode 122. Oh, actually, no, it's 222. What's that thing Bill and Lau always do with the Michael Keaton thing? Was it 222, 122, the Michael quote? What is it?
The what?
You know the Michael Keaton quote they always do. Oh, you don't know what it is? It's like an 80s movie.
It
made me
not
think
from
of that.
Batman. It's not. From
No,
Batman?
it's not from Batman.
I don't know, man. I only know Batman.
Oh God. Anyway,
I've seen Mr. Mom, but you know,
it's something.
all I know is
someone will
good.
remind us. Anyway,
six is good.
Anyway, yes, welcome to the BOF Podcast. I am Peter Verra. Obviously, I'm with Justin Kowalski because
That's right.
no one else is up this late at night. If you know, you know. So the writer's strike has recently happened, and it's come and gone. Me and Justin have a few things to say about that. But most importantly, Aquaman is coming out next month. So I kind of got the idea. Well, Aquaman the Lost Kingdom, that is Aquaman 2. I kind of got the idea of maybe hyping it up a month early. You know, some things have come out. There's some old Aquaman stuff we can talk about. There's some things that have inspired this Aquaman. Justin's all over it. We're talking blue suits. We're talking babies, you know, that kind of jazz. You know, I got some things with Haas up my sleeve, you know. So maybe some, you know, failed pilots, maybe a couple leather vests.
Oh,
you know.
man.
Aquaman on film. We're taking over like a tidal wave, bro.
That's right, dude. Wow, you're going to the depths.
Yeah, well, it's
the depths.
I got some ideas. Hopefully, I have the time, and that's what we have planned.
Nice.
So, but me and Justin want to talk about actually the main topic of the show will be the comic book that recently came out. I think it was like last week.
It was last
week. Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom, the special. That's kind of the main topic. But right off the bat, I want to talk to Justin. The writer's strike and the actor strike, both over. No more strikes. Nobody's striking.
Yeah.
That means that the Penguin, with a couple episodes in the can, maybe more than one, maybe a couple, a handful, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, according to Variety, is going to pick back up essentially this month, and they're going to shoot some things before Thanksgiving. They're going to pick up after that, and just kind of carry on and go forward. We haven't seen much of the Penguin. We saw that one teaser, but it seems like it was years and years ago. I mean, I'm just happy this is back, man. Like, I'm happy we're rolling. You know, Ozzy's getting his big shot here. This is it.
The king is back.
The real king of Gotham City.
King, dude. He's the real.
You know, he's appeared in 2 movies, but he's finally getting his own. And he was in the show that we don't speak of. But he's getting his own thing, man. This is all about him. This is all about him in the Penguin. And I'm just curious, are you hyped? Are you ready? Like, now the strikes are over. How do you feel about all this?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this show because the Penguin was he's my favorite guy in the whole Batman movie. I think he was like, it was such a good take, you know, and I love DeVito's take, right? Like it's not a shade thing. It's not even a thing about better. It's just different, right? Like, y'all had your rankings a couple episodes back, you know.
I mean, you know me, I love DeVito. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm a huge
I just love it. I love it so much. You know, French flipper trick. Give me that one.
And I will always say that the thing about the Returns Penguin is they tried to do something, right? You can say whatever you want, but for the first time, he just wasn't some fat dude with an umbrella gimmick. He was crazy. But I'll always defend that take, and I like it. I don't care. He's a true villain. He's a horrible creature. I love that Penguin.
He's great. But yeah, I like what Farrell got to do. And
because you hate the movie,
forward.
You hate the Batman, right?
I don't hate the Batman. There's definitely things that just don't. They're not my. I got certain aesthetics that I like.
Mm-hmm. That seems to be the word that gets thrown around with this version of Batman is aesthetic.
Yeah, it's aesthetic because I think there's a certain way that I like my Batman, and it's definitely not the take that Reeves took, but it is what it is. It's his take. That's his right to make that take. But I did like the Penguin, so I like a mob boss Penguin. Maybe I'd like him a little more debonair, but that's okay. Maybe he can get there. I think, my favorite version of him in any kind of media is probably from the animated series, the second version, the new. When
he had the Iceberg Lounge.
Yeah, the Iceberg. Just something about him wanting so bad to be the elite. Part of the elite.
Yeah,
but anyways, but like. I
like
I like it being a front. Like I love the Iceberg Lounge and all that stuff. But yeah, without getting in the weeds, I'm excited for this show.
Your version of the Iceberg Lounge has Joker and Harley sitting over there in the corner.
Not at all. Not
and then
at
you
all.
got Condiment King hanging out with the ragdoll over there.
No, man. Hammer. I got Mayor Hill. He's there. And he's hanging out with some floozies. And like, he's like, hey, no one's allowed to take photographs in the Iceberg Lounge, right? Or else, you're going to get taken out. And so that's that's kind of what happened in the Batman. You had like all your city guys, your mob guys, and everybody like,
Did you ever get that vibe in Begins when Bruce confronts Falcone that's the Iceberg Lounge?
No, I think I always thought Iceberg Lounge was in Dark Knight where he finds Falcone in that club. I always took that as the Iceberg. Yeah, sorry, not Falcone. Yeah, Maroni. I always took that as the Iceberg. Look at
maybe they're the same building.
I'm wearing my Begins hoodie tonight.
Oh, we all know you're a big Begins fan.
I'm a Nolanite.
You are not a Nolanite. Stop that. Do not.
Yeah.
we know you, Kowalski.
I know. But yeah. I just pulled it out of the closet.
But I mean, to finally get like a real kind of full-fledged Penguin is going to be a lot of fun to see his rise to the top and watch.
He's in his renaissance. The Tom King book's really great too. Like I feel like the Penguin has a lot of like good story to mine, because the best thing that happened to the Penguin was to make him the mob boss, man. He couldn't be goofy, trick umbrella guy. Like,
I fell in love with Penguin around No Man's Land. That's really when I that was when I really fell in love with Penguin, honestly. Like that again, but that's kind of like the mob boss. I have what you need, you kind of go through me to get this done type of, it's similar to what you got, and he evolved in that. I like that take. I'm with you. I'm all with you. So like, this Penguin, I'm all for it.
Yeah, my first take of my first real introduction to the comic book version of the Penguin was probably the Penguin Affair, the crossover they had.
I did that with Lauer on the book club.
Yeah. I remember that. And Harold introduced Harold.
I was like my Harold guy.
Hey, see it's all connected, man. But like, so it was that, and then the Batman Returns came out, and there was a Penguin Triumphant like one shot.
Yes.
I don't even know what the heck that story was about. I just know the cover. So
I forget Penguin because they did a bunch of those like one shotty like kind of. They're almost like trades, but they're not. They're really thin, I forget.
It was they're just called prestige format.
Yeah, they did one for Batgirl. They did Freeze. Ivy had one. They did one for Double of them. And then Pride and Prejudice. That's a great one.
That was one of the best New 52 things that happened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's more of a grotesque Penguin in that as well.
Yeah, I think it was just the art style, but like
he had the huge nose, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Was that just the cover? I might be thinking just the cover.
But I'm trying to remember the artist. He did some real like photorealistic art because he used to do Punisher. I'm trying to remember, but that book was supposed to be a regular. That was supposed to come out before New 52, so they had to update all the Batman's costume in that book.
Interesting. That's funny.
Yeah.
But Dan DiDio, you were a slick guy.
So I'm primed for.
And then Mr. John Ridley, he came up. I believe it was John Ridley who did one of the Penguin books. Recently. Oh, what was it? Oh, I can't forget. I'm sorry. He did do one. I get credit to Ridley, and then Was it he did who did the One Bad Day?
I don't know.
Maybe that was Ridley. I can't remember.
That might have been Ridley. But anywho,
I think
Penguin's
they were the
ready,
one.
dude.
Yeah,
I don't feel like there's been this much Penguin content in a long time.
it seems like it's a lot. I mean,
it is a lot.
I'm trying to think. There was the show, that Gotham show, but that nothing really spawned out of that. I don't think they did any good comic books out of it. No. But he was a major player in that. Penguin's been lingering and kind of making his rounds, I got to say, for a while now. Now it's his time to shine. So I'm excited. They're going to start film. I don't know. Maybe they did a lot of photography. I don't know if they still got more to do, but I'm excited that they're going to get back into the motion, into the swing of things. It's just an exciting time because now we can really start to, get pumped for this because these delays have been killing me. I feel like COVID again.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, we're in the. It's weird because we're in the season where all the COVID stuff that was filmed is finally coming out.
Yeah,
and then so for it to get compounded with the strikes, it's kind of like really bad timing.
Yeah, I was like, didn't we just go through this?
yeah. So it'll be sparse in a while, but whatever.
Yeah, Penguin's back. Me and Justin.
Penguin's back.
Let's see, and then
we agree. We agree.
Fine. Hey, don't forget about this. A couple days ago, James Gunn took to Twitter and announced that Superman Legacy will definitely make its original release date of July 11th, 2025. And how he did it really got me excited. And I just found out Justin's pumped as well. And it's something subtle. Like everyone's making everyone wants to have, like, everyone's like, you guys are making a big deal. It's like, not really. It's like, oh, okay. Like, this is the first thing about the movie. He did it in that traditional kind of red, yellow font with, what would you call that? A red drop shadow? Is that the technical term, Mr. Designer?
It's not a drop shadow. It's just it's extruded.
There you go. So from the mouth of a graphic designer, extruded.
There you go.
It's extruded text. Yellow with the red extrusion over the, looks like kind of like a gradient blue. It just feels very traditional Superman, and I kind of dig that. I don't know. Like, what about you?
Well, I got thoughts. I thought this, like, when I saw that, I was like, oh shoot, that's a statement right there.
Okay.
To use like something as bold, like the colors right there and everything. Like I feel like everything he's gonna do is gonna be intentional. I don't want to be like, let's overanalyze colors and stuff like that, but like he's going full on like classic Superman logo, right? Without even using the word Superman. You see that and you think Superman. It can say
font is it's ingrained in my brain.
It could say Tuesday tacos and you're like, oh, Superman, right? Mm-hmm. Like that that's to me is delivering an indication of his tone and the vibe. So this guy's going comic book.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I kind of got a little bit of that vibe.
Like he's not afraid of, we may get the underwear. That's what I'm saying here.
I was just going to ask you, does this mean that the trunks have returned, sir?
I mean, it could. I'm indifferent. If it's my decision, I say no trunks. I'm kind of like, I've moved past that part of it, but it's not going to make or break it for me. I'm not going to be upset, But yeah, I mean, I was really excited to see that, and it's good that they've been able to put some work in on it since the script was already in and done, and so they got to start working on sets and stuff. So that was cool. So yeah, I'm excited for more of the casting to come out and see. Like, I'm curious who plays Pa, who plays Ma, Harry.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get those characters announced. Maybe we don't. Maybe it's not that type of Superman movie. I don't know. All I know is
those guys got to be in it. He's going to give
who knows? Who knows? I mean, if he's spending a lot of time in space, he's not going to be hanging out with Ma Kent, right? I'm just saying.
I don't think he's in space the whole time.
I don't think he is either. I was just saying.
Hey, if Lois is in this, he's on the ground.
That's true. That's a good point.
So yeah. So like, hope, I still got hope for all the supporting cast stuff.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I will say, like, this kind of made me feel good. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It was weird. It was unexpected. I didn't expect to, like, get a reaction from a graphic about a date. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay. Yeah. This is a little reassuring.
Yeah. Well, it's good that the original date's going to be kept, so that's cool.
I don't know, but I'm with you about the tone. Like that's where I was going. Like I was like, ooh, this like I feel something here. Like
well, it seems like we're finally at, not that we haven't had any like different like logos, but generally like since since 2005, man. Since Batman Begins came out, all the main superhero film logos have just kind of been derivative of the same typeface, like a very bold, sans serif, metallic looking, word, like Green Lantern, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, Man of Steel, Wonder Woman. It had like the W behind, even Aquaman. It had a little bit of a stylized thing to it. But I think the first movie to like not do that was Suicide Squad. That was the first one to break away from this kind of really like, they're almost trying to trick you. Like, hey, you like The Dark Knight, right? You liked Batman Begins. They gave you like this no nonsense, like typeface, very clean. Boom, Man of Steel. That's just like Batman Begins. Same, they tried to do it with Green Lantern, and it just, So this is cool that there's some identity to this film. So
yeah, I got a little bit of identity. We'll see what happens. I'd love to see what the young man who looks like who plays Superman looks like in a suit.
Yeah,
I forgot his name.
Yeah,
but,
everyone was all up in, nerds all rejoiced last week. David Cornsweet, he was listening to the Star Wars soundtrack in his car, like the score, and he was saying all the lines, like,
oh my god,
beat for beat, and everyone's like, he's one of us.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, all the nerds are like, see, he's, hey, it just takes one thing, Cavill's gone now. Like this, he recited some Star Wars stuff in the car, and he's one of us. So.
Oh god, people are just
but I saw it. I was like, oh, that's funny. I don't know,
sure.
Like,
it's no different than anybody else.
he literally had somebody film him in the car. He's like, hey, film me talking Star Wars.
Yeah,
and put it up
let's
on
do this.
the
This is gonna be good for my social media.
Nerds unite.
This is why he's Superman. Like, okay, right.
He's one of us.
Oh god,
anyway. He eats cheeseburgers just like us.
I hope it's not Impossible Meat, because who knows? People out on your coast, you guys
on my coast,
like I just like the avocado toast crowd, like, oh my god,
which
is it's probably delicious in itself, but I'm just saying,
it's really good, man. Put some paprika on there.
I'm sure you guys are eating a lot more tofu and vegan stuff.
No, that's
Wado stuff. That's what they do in Minnesota.
That's right,
up in the log cabins.
Well, they can't. They're frozen. They're frozen everywhere, so that's all they have in the cabinets is that stuff.
Canned corn, that famous canned corn. Oh god. Anyway, before I get myself into trouble, let's dive into this. I'm stealing Lauer's idea. He inspired me. I'm gonna finally give him credit. Welcome to the Aquaman book club.
Hey.
So I just I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun to do. Aquaman's coming. We just got off the strike. Let's have some fun. Like, let's actually enjoy stuff for a change, right? Instead of arguing.
Let's do it.
But me and Justin are gonna argue because he hates the book.
Well, man, you weren't supposed to put that out.
Oh, stop it! You were hating everything on Twitter. Everyone knows you hate it. You said it 2 days ago on Twitter.
What did I say?
You were like, you told me to read this book. It wasn't any good. I'm like, well, you're wrong.
That's true.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear it. I didn't know.
And
there's timestamps. You guys can look it up. Follow him, Justin M. Kowalski on X, Twitter, whatever it's called.
On X. Now here's the thing. It wasn't like I was. Yeah, it wasn't like I was like trying to hate on it or anything.
Yeah, you were.
I gave it an honest. I wasn't interested. I'm typically not like a tie-in guy,
No, not only tie-in books, but James Tynion. He doesn't like him.
Yeah, I don't like James Tynion at all. Yeah, not a fan of his Batman run. So I gave it a try, man.
Now, you say you don't like tie-ins? Did you read the Flash tie-in before that?
I read the first issue
because that was very controversial. A lot of people didn't like that book.
I didn't like it. The art was really bad.
Very funky.
Man. It was really bad, and I just don't like. I'm not gonna like anything because I don't like that take on the Flash. So it's already losing. So it's kind of unfair. I gave it a shot.
Second, I think we haven't really got tie-ins for the DCEU. We had the Flash book that I mentioned, Fastest Man Alive, and then I believe there was like a cereal box series of small comic books pre-BVS
Yeah.
that counted as like in that universe continuity of Batman and Superman before they actually encountered before the movie or whatever. So I think that's all it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
this
mean,
isn't something we've gotten very often. So I
Green
kind
Lantern
of have
had
fun
them.
with them.
Green Lantern had like 4 of them, I think.
Okay, I know
And I
Superman
had them all.
Returns did
Oh, I didn't know
as
that.
well. They had the prequel. It had the prequel stories before that movie. Batman Begins had a adaptation of that film. And then we didn't get anything else after that. And then Man of Steel, we didn't get anything, and mostly for the DCU, it wasn't much. So we didn't get many. We got a lot of movies. You're just getting a lot of movie tie-ins, and it's movie tie-ins almost kind of old school in a way, right?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's definitely one of those things like capitalize on a movie coming out, and I think they really put the gas on Green Lantern, and when that didn't like connect like they thought, I think they were like, we're not going to do these anymore, But interesting that they did one for Flash and Aquaman. Like they didn't do one for. I don't think they did. They do one for Black Adam.
I don't think so. I think they put the Rock's face in his Black Adam suit on trades.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a thing they do now when a movie comes out.
Yeah.
Like, it started with Birds of Prey, where they'll take the actor of that and they'll give you a collected edition.
Yeah.
I believe they did it for Tomasi's his Black Adam story.
They did it for Green Lantern too. I think they did a movie special with like, I think it had the year 1 or something like that. Green Lantern year 1, like to be a lantern. Some of the Jeff Johns stuff. So
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, anywho, let's jump into this book, Changing Tides, Pete.
That is the first story, written by Tim Seeley, who is if you're a fan of Dick Grayson, he wrote some Nightwing. He also did Hack Slash. That's like probably his big thing.
Yeah.
I'd say that's the thing I love him for is actually Hack Slash.
Didn't he do
he's done a lot.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. So it's like, so when I saw his name on this, that gave me actually a glimmer. I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't going to be a.
And then you saw the Flash.
Well, here's the thing, like with the whole like conceit that these are tie-ins and they're just kind of cash grabs, right? They're not really adding much to the mythos. His name gave me a little bit of like, oh, maybe this could be good. I don't know the guy Miguel Mendoza. I don't know him from anybody. No. I didn't really. The art for me was all over the place. No, man, I thought it was all over. Like really? there was times
I thought he drew a good Momoa. Like his Momoa was interesting, like spot on.
That's the part they probably have. I'm sure the actors have to get some approval, and they probably had to be like, "Hey, how does my face look?"
I would say that this version doesn't exactly look like Gal.
Yeah, there's no Gal Gadot or Ezra Miller at all.
But he is clearly wearing Ezra's suit. Like that is especially the cowl. That is the cowl from the movie. I could tell.
That is the cowl. Yeah, he has the cowl.
And his boots. It looks a little bit more traditional, but I think they really did their best to try to make it look like Ezra's suit from his film.
Yeah.
So basically, the movie starts off. There's like this big. I don't know. There's a big conference or something for, I don't know, let's say global warming, whatever the hell it is, right? It's taken over by sea pirates or whatever, and they have this apocalyptic bomb or whatever, and we get Arthur and company crashing through. And to be honest, like I kind of got vibes of the Flash movie, because that's what it just sort of seems like, right? Like, oh, there's chaos or whatever going on, and this sets up the main villain for this story. But I don't know, it seemed like Justice League fun for me. Like I was excited, I was interested, like it seems very hoorah Aquaman, right? Like I thought Seeley wrote the characters pretty well for what they seem to do in live action. Like there's no difference between this Wonder Woman and the one I saw, talking sex with the Flash on a bridge. I'm getting those vibes, and not most of the time I don't like those vibes, I'll be honest, but like I love comic book tie-ins. So
yeah, I mean, it definitely sounded like Momoa. First off, I just didn't like the main, like because this is supposed to take place if you give me anything, I'm gonna hold on to it. And it said this takes place like at the Wayne Industries whatever science lab expo or whatever crap, right?
Yeah,
this looks like a Marriott, man. It looked like a Marriott there's like a red like curtain behind him, and
it's the Expo Center, which is probably attached to a Marriott, or which is probably attached to a Wayne hotel.
Dude, if Wayne has a place, if Bruce Wayne has a place for like any type of science like presentations, man, it's gonna be state of the art. And it looks like There's some fold out chairs. It just, to me, I'm like, you lost me. And
I mean, that's it. You lost them because they put them in an auditorium.
Well, it felt like a dining hall, man. I don't know. And then yeah, but okay. I didn't like the dialogue from Wonder Woman. It didn't sound like Gal to me. Like, it sounded like Jason Momoa, but like her dialogue was kind of like, I've been doing this for a long time. It's something we have to accept.
Yeah, I've killed things from other worlds before.
Yeah, like I just felt like because the spotlight's on Aquaman, we get it, so he has to be the main player of action. But like some of the dialogue was just kind of whatevs.
It worked for me, and then I dig it. We work our way down to Atlantis, and Mara's keeping a big secret. We know that this is a big this is a big moment for the undersea world, right?
Yeah,
they're trying to unite and everything, which is cool. And we get it, and then that more saying. So, like, I don't know. What do you think of this whole Amber Heard's been such a such a controversial topic when it comes to this movie? Yeah. I'm curious. Like, do you think she's getting like a lot of screen time, or like what do you like in this book? She's kind of she's in a decent amount. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah. Do you think they went heavy on Mara in the book because of the issues with what's her name, just to kind of please fanboys?
No, I think this thing was put to bed a long time ago when they wrote the comic. I think it might have been harder for them to pull her out of this comic book than it is to pull her out of a movie. If that makes sense. Which it sounds like that might be the opposite, but they're like this whole comic book, spoilers, is predicated on her being pregnant, right?
Yeah.
And so I think
she's not necessarily telling Arthur at this point in time.
Yeah. But for the whole movie, I think they can easily again, I haven't seen it. I don't know. It's hard to even speak on it. But if they've edited her out, it's probably because this is my theory, no spoilers because I don't know anything. But like, if they kill her off, yada yada yada,
Dolphin.
like, yeah. Well, maybe if they kill her off, it's like, oh shoot, like there's a motivator for like Aquaman to be upset and want to go after whoever, and Black Manta, and so there's definitely like a vengeance there, and they set that up with his pops and all the other stuff like in this book. So yeah, there's some sets up in here. I don't think it goes as deep as like, we're gonna give you more Amber Heard in the comic because she's
that thing was going on for a while, man. I feel like that thing was going on mid-COVID.
Yeah,
too. I don't know. Everything feels like it goes back to that shit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, because I mean, if they did do this comic and they eventually recast her or something like that, then they still needed to tell that story. So I don't know, man. I don't think it. I think that's just reading too much into it. I think that they're just trying to set up like the idea that she's pregnant. So
yeah. As I'm like flipping through the book, I'm like it's like they did a really good job at kind of getting Momoa's likeness. But it's like no one else really looks like the actor except for probably his dad. But that's only because he's.
I thought some of the Nicole Kidman stuff looked like Alana. I thought
so.
In certain spots, but like, yeah, again, there's like some really good stuff in this. Like some of the art's really good, and then some of them I'm like, what the heck is this, man? Like
who drew? Remember like when we get the tie-ins from '89 through Batman and Robin?
Jerry Ordway.
Oh. Yeah, Ordway did that. He did such a great job of replicating actors' faces.
Because I mean, he did the Green Lantern one too. He did the Hal Jordan one. Yeah, okay. I believe he did Hal Jordan. So they're because I think there was a prestige that went with some of it before. It was like, hey, get the comic book, version, and you want to get someone who hits those likenesses. Like Jack Nicholson was pretty like tight on like, hey, that doesn't look like me. So Ordway had to draw stuff over and over again.
Really?
So they can get the approval, man. So I heard him on a podcast. I forget what it was. I forget the show, but he was talking about like that. But you look at that and there's no bad spots in there. Like Jack looks like Jack. And so in this, like there's
Jack and Chris O'Donnell. He did a fantastic job.
I don't know who drew the other ones, the Batman and Forever and whatever, but the first
one was it Ordway?
No, he only did the first one.
Oh, okay, I thought he did all four.
No, the second one I think was done by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, to be honest. I could be off, but I thought
he's a legend.
I think it was him, but I don't want to
They just released a huge hard copy of his work.
he's awesome. But there's even a page in here. It's just weird. It's like it has him kissing Mara, and like, where's his beard? Like all of a sudden the mustache to his beard's not there. Like this,
I didn't notice that. Where is that? What page?
yeah, I forget what. I think it's page 12. It's just kind of, it's weird. Like some of that stuff is like it's just lazy to me. It doesn't impact the story. Like the coloring and stuff. Like,
did you like the villain of the story? Like it was like, you know, he the Justice League basically protects, you know, the convention center from the bomb, which in turn sets up this chain reaction, which creates another villain, which then, you know, he creates the eco terrorists, which kind of remind me of like what's it called, the Fox, the Hound, and the other one from Batman the Animated Series.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like the shark, the hammerhead, and this one looks like a squid.
Hey y'all, it's Bill Ramey, founder of Batman on Film. Let's take a quick pause in this podcast for these words from our sponsor.
Yeah, I was, because they called him Sharberus, which was the name of the piranha when I forget what it was. It was like the Underworld Unleashed or something. Like there was a DC comic where like all the bad guys got, because there was a deal with Neuron in hell, and then everyone who was evil became super evil, and so Piranha became Sharberus, and I'm like, oh, is that what they're doing here? And it's not. So
and then and then one character was I do see it. He does not have a just has a chin strap. That's interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that.
It's weird. Yeah, I'm just watching, but I thought he was fine, man. Like to me, it's like this is just a tie-in, so I'm not looking for the big name villain in this, but
right.
I did think, oh, are they going to set up a piranha? Because remember, there are some like beast-looking dudes in this movie.
Well, they call one of them Great White, and then she turns into a great white shark, and I was like, that's not Great White Shark like I remember, but I was like, who is this? This is an orca. I just thought maybe you could have done chosen a different villain. I'm not familiar with these villains, but
I'm not super.
It was a cool way to get some action involved in there, you know. Like it's really this was kind of more like popcorn than anything else for me. This story, this wasn't even my favorite story of the book. It was more like style over substance, really, which stinks because I love Seeley, but like I kind of feel like his work's kind of been off lately.
Yeah, well, this is kind of like, hey, we need an Aquaman thing. You want to do it? Sure. Yeah. What's the point you got to hit?
Well, like he did it. He did actually. There was a spinoff. I guess it was a tie-in. I guess it was a tie-in. The King Shark Suicide Squad. We forgot to mention that one. There was the King Shark tie-in Suicide Squad. I believe.
Oh, really? That's funny.
And I did not like it. Yeah, I had a job. I was like, I don't believe that was silly. So I feel bad. If I am mistaken, I am mistaken. But yeah, I don't know. By book's end, the villain's just like this rock thing, and I don't know how he became, because he remember before when he frees the terrorists, he looks like a regular dude with a scythe. You know, like it was just weird. And I don't know. By book's end, I felt more Justin than anything else, but I don't know. Like it was cool. Like it was like, oh, if you weren't paying attention, Mara's pregnant. And they finally got married. So, and there's actually a cool shot of everyone like clinking beers from that kind of replicates the scene from the first movie. So
yeah, no, that was fun. I mean, there was the part where they start fighting all the I don't know, the animal head guys. Like that was cool, man. I actually was like, I just thought it was a little.
Yeah, there were some good action beats in here.
Yeah, there was, and we got some Volko. We got Volko in here.
I'm glad you mentioned Volko, because I think it actually explains why Volko's not going to be in the movie.
Yeah,
I think this is it. Like
I think it out.
I think Volko will be like in I don't know, stasis lock or something. Yeah. You know, he's rehabbing essentially because he got hurt in the big battle between the eco terrorists and Atlantis. But I don't know. To be honest, this was actually it was the longest story in the book. It was my least favorite of the three.
Really?
Yeah. So for anybody who's curious, I mean, it's a 3-page one shot. It's going at $6.99, $7, so it's probably $8 Canadian for Carlos and Reno. So I figured I'd let you all know up there.
What would it sound like if Reno was gonna go buy this at the comic store?
They'd be like, oh, let me do Reno. Let me see. Aquaman, DCU connected bullshit. We're not going to read this. Me read Blade on the 2049 backwards in French. Much more beautiful. I know cinema when I see it.
Accurate.
Reno, the Russian oligarch. He's like, that doesn't sound like me. I'm like, I know. That's the point.
That's so
It's
funny,
not
dude.
supposed to.
That's so great.
The second story I thought was actually the best one, and I kind of dug it a lot because it centers around Black Manta and kind of like him hunting for like this. It was more about like I felt like this was a lineage story, you know, passed down from his grandfather to his father, and
You
I got
jumped
vibes
into
of that.
this already. You didn't even finish the marriage, man.
What do you mean the marriage? I mentioned that.
I was gonna say
you can jump in. You want to mention it? We got a whole book.
Well, I was gonna say
We talk about
my last thing here is
go for it.
Every time Aquaman kisses Mera, his beard is they don't color the mustache, dude.
Right.
And his hair is orange at the end. I was just like, the coloring, it's sloppy, dude. Like, who's editing this book? It just bugs me, man. Like, consistency is like important, you know.
I will give you credit. His hair does change color. I don't know, but I mean, your hair does look darker when it's wet. I'll defend that.
Does it look orange? I don't know. Sorry, it was just.
But his hair does look orange, and at some points it's actually blonde. I think if you look, it's very dark at the back. I mean, Momoa's got he's got great hair.
Yeah, I mean,
but, it's not as bad as this.
Yeah.
It's not orange.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like.
That's fine. He almost looks like Nearest. By the end of the book, that's so funny. Yeah, I'll give you that. That's a problem. That's not cool.
Yeah, but okay. So
all right, now we can get into the Black Man. I just wanted to get into my favorite story. That's all.
Yeah, no, it's. I agree with you. It's a better story.
Yeah, I thought it was a kind of a badass story. I mean, Shin's involved.
Yeah.
And Manta's involved, so we know they've been working together. I think it's interesting they didn't give him the dome.
Oh, because you're building towards that.
You think so? Is that what he's doing? Because I don't know. Like right now, it's like he could be anyone. Like his suit looks like what I've seen in the trailers via McFarlane action figure. Like that. This is what the suit looks like. He's just not wearing the dome, but he has the eyes.
Yeah.
You know, I love all these underwater shots. Who is this artist here? Because I really like how they did that.
Yeah, like this artist did a really good job. I don't know who did it either. It's not in the front credits of it, but as I'm skipping through this thing, the art is better. I think the story is better. I like how he's recruiting. I'm trying to remember. For whatever reason, dude, I was like,
Ray Anthony Height is the artist.
I thought it was Lady Shiva. I thought, is that Lady Shiva? Are they bringing?
That'd be cool if it was. I don't know who she is. I'm excited to find out who she is.
Yeah, I don't know if hopefully she's in the film because what are his guys called? The Manta-Men?
Manta-Men, yes, and that is true. That has been confirmed via action figures. They are called the Manta-Men. I remember when we mentioned them. We did the original Aquaman trailer show. I believe I did with you. We mentioned like, are those Manta-Men? Are they going to call them Manta-Men?
I remember it was on our text thread, and you were showing a picture of some of the figures, and someone made a comment like, "Who's Manta-Man?" And it's like, no, it's
Manta-Men.
It's probably his soldiers. Yeah, it's henchmen. Like that's cool. I love henchmen.
In the '60s cartoon, they're kind of like these humanoid stingrays that talk.
Yeah.
But they're still awesome. Like that's Black Manta is such an amazing villain. That's why I'm so excited for this. And this one's kind of, you go on a journey with Manta throughout this, which is cool. You go through land, through sea, which is nice. And then what I really dig is he gets into some real hardcore pirate stuff and literally like takes over the ship.
Yeah. And so that was like, and there's a understanding to that too, with the guys like, hey, are you loyal to me? Are you loyal to the captain of the ship? Right. And they fall in line like, well, yeah, you took over, you are now the captain. So we serve you. So
yeah. It's like that. Was it Tom
Laws
Hanks
of
movie?
The Sea? What?
You know what I'm talking about?
I am the captain now.
Yeah. Isn't it a Tom Hanks movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Captain Phillips, is that what it's called? Or is that the plane? I don't know. He's always on a boat, a plane.
Yeah.
He's doing something.
Stuck in an airport.
I am the captain now.
Yeah. That's what you think of.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Again, lots of cool action in here. Lots of great, like just artwork in general. I like the panel placement. I like the layouts, like stuff like that. As a comic book fan. You with the keen eye, have you noticed how's everyone's beards? Any hair look different?
Yeah, no, everyone's beards are great. The likeness definitely isn't there, but You can hardly tell with the goggles on. Maybe that's why he's wearing the goggles the whole time.
But I mean, what is his name?
Yeah, Abdul.
Yeah.
I'll
He
just call
doesn't
him,
have the goatee. He's kind of clean. I think he's clean shaven.
Yeah, he kind of has like a light. I thought he had like a light little goatee going on, not like the one that's here, but I don't know.
But you're right. This does not look like at all. I mean, I wonder. Likeness rights are so interesting to me.
Yeah, who knows
what gets them and what doesn't? Like, for example, like the McFarlane figures, like the Affleck figure for Flash, the Spin Master version looked like Affleck, but the McFarlane didn't. So it's like, well, how does this movie get? How did the rights just not? Are they not universal? Or everyone just has to pay for it? Like, I don't know. It's the legality of Hollywood and that.
He clearly has the sculpt because like the Justice League Batman looks like Affleck.
Well, he did the 6-pack too. Like that came out after the Flash.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. Sometimes it's like
it's like I have the license for this likeness for this movie.
Maybe he did. I don't know. I would just put that head on that body and you'd be good to go.
Yeah, still the rest of the figures are a mess.
Yeah.
But overall, this is great because I love Black Manta. He's such a badass. I still think he's Aquaman's number one villain. I think nothing will change that for me.
Yeah, because he's ruthless and he's
I think he's jealous. I think he's very jealous of Aquaman. I always thought the Black Manta kind of wanted to be Atlantean, which leads us to Calder at some point, right? Like, he just loves fish, so he's got to bang one. He just wants to be under. Like, that's his whole life is underwater. Right? It's so fascinating. I can't wait to see the sub because it looks so different in this movie than it did in the last.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he looked cool in the last movie, but I think he got kind of shortchanged. So I'm glad he's going to be the main.
I thought it was a good for a tease. I really appreciated what they did with that. And
Black Man.
I'm excited because like I knew it was going from we're going from Orm to Black Manta. Like there was no doubt in my mind when I saw how not even like how little he was, but like they set him up perfectly, even like post-credit scene.
Yeah, Orm just doesn't. I mean, Orm's interesting, but he's not as. He just doesn't have like the pathos that Black Manta has. Like Black Manta really has a vengeance, and he's more ruthless, right? It just, it just makes more sense. Man, there's a little bit of me that's really bummed that the DC movie stuff didn't work out well. Because how cool would it be to see Black Manta in like Legion of Doom, kind of like being the guy who's like, I don't have time for any of this. Let's freaking kill the Justice League right now. Lex Luthor being like, calm down. I have a plan. I don't know, man. He's just such a Black Manta.
Somebody tried to do it at some point. Let's be. It was out there. Yeah, it
was out there. Just that never happened.
But
I digress. Whatever. So what's his face had a T-shirt. That's all I know.
Who had a T-shirt?
Deathstroke. What's that guy again?
Manganiello.
Yeah, Manganiello. He had a Legion of Doom T-shirt in the Justice League font. It said Legion of Doom.
He could be referring to those '90s Flyers teams. They were called the Legion of Doom,
or the wrestlers. They were
there was the Legion of Wrestlers. The Seattle Seahawks for a period of time, Mr. Paul Herman called the Legion of Boom. So that was a little play on words. Those guys were very creative. It's kind of interesting you mentioned Orm because he's the star of our third and final. It's a very short story.
Yeah,
the
worst.
Okay. I dug this one actually.
Really? Oh,
well, here's the thing. It reminded me of an episode of The Walking Dead where there was this one episode. Daryl is obviously he's held by Negan in prison. This is when they're feeding him dog food in his sweatpants. Yeah. And Daryl's like, I know exactly how many steps to here. I know that. So maybe that is what kind of made me feel a bit more this probably made me enjoy the story a little bit more than you, but I don't know. Like I kind of dug it. Like I thought it set up Orm nicely. Like I don't really have a beef here. Like the first story I think is easily the worst, and it's just kind of like fan service for like here we go. Like the Manta and the Orm story I feel really kind of set the characters up perfectly for the next movie. While the ending of the Aquaman story, the first one, it sets up the movie well. I'm with you. It's not as well written, and thanks to your keen eye, it's not as well illustrated.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I just it man, for me it was a chore to get through this, and then just kind of ends and even
because there's a
like,
lot of rehashing of Aquaman. There's almost like shot reenactments.
yeah, and there's some visual like change, like the last shot. It's Orm, but if you're like not well versed in reading comics, you're like, is that Aquaman at the end? I'm confused because there's a shot of Aquaman, and then there's a right below him, the last panel in the book. It's Orm, and beard, long blonde hair, and it can be confusing, man. It's just some.
Yeah, I mean, he's envisioning what his life could have been, right? If you're following the story, that's kind of what this is. He's kind of like, he stole this from me, right?
Oh,
Like,
maybe. You think it's that?
In his final moments of the story, as he's getting the crap kicked out of him, he's envisioning what his life could have been, like, because he thinks,
maybe
I can't find a way out of here. I thought I knew. I thought I had the steps calculated, but I don't. I'm going to be stuck in prison for the rest of my life.
Well, I think that even reiterates my point more. So we don't know who the heck that Aquaman is. Is that supposed to be Orm, or is it supposed to be Jason Momoa? I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, I took it as it looks like Orm. It's supposed to be Orm.
Yeah,
that's it. That's how I took it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I dug the story though. I liked it. I don't know. I will say I had one Kowalski moment. If you look at the moment where Aquaman at the end of the movie takes the trident to Orm, Aquaman's hair is blonde.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like Peter David blonde.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So,
but I thought you were talking about this panel here. Let's see, as this is not great for radio, but here at the end of the book.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The panel below. I'm like, is that?
No,
I mean, we know it's
totally
Orm.
It's Orm.
But it looks like Aquaman too, because
he's wearing the suit. Yeah, he's envisioning his life as Aquaman. That's how I took it.
I see. Okay, so I didn't get that at all. I thought that he was just like thinking like that's who I should have been, and I'm not him. Because you can't tell because they both have beards and long hair. That's the thing. Like you got to have like visual.
It is interesting. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's all. I mean that, and because you don't want to confuse the story, like the reader.
Because like I took it as like Nereus is over his right shoulder, and then you have Volko over his left, right, with Mira.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how I took that.
And
then because they don't actually, none of them look like they do in the movie except for Arthur and Mira.
Yeah, they're definitely like Mira looks real Jack Kirby-ish, to be honest. Like yeah. I mean, the artist on here is an old school like Marvel artist. He did some DC work, a lot of the Superman red and blue stuff. Scott Eaton, he worked on those books.
I like his creatures. I like these guys, like I like these monsters, which is kind of another thing I'm excited for about the movie is like I like when Wong can go crazy. I like the third act of Aquaman especially, but I don't know. For me, I enjoyed 2/3 of this book, so
yeah.
I just don't know. Like I'd be brutally honest with you guys, and I'm always honest about it. I don't know if 2/3 of a comic book tie-in for $7 is worth you going out and spending it. To be honest with you, because the primary story I think is weak. Justin's has issues with it. I have issues with it. I enjoyed it a little more than he did. Like, but
which that one needs to be. That's the one that needs to be the strongest because it's like your hero story.
I agree. If it's the best story of the bunch, then I'm telling you, go out and buy it. But that's not the case.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it either. But here's the thing: the good thing is it doesn't really impact my desire to see the movie. Like I want to see this movie.
Not at all. This is just like I said. I want to have a little fun. Like Aquaman's coming out. It's the end of the DCEU as we know it, right? So let's kind of just go out with a bang. Let's have some fun. We're gonna have fun at Aquaman's expense.
Oh yeah. There's a ton of good Aquaman stuff out there. Just like there's a lot of good Penguin stuff coming.
Yeah. This is something that I want to keep doing with BOF. Like when we have a movie coming out, like maybe somebody doesn't know so much about the characters, and if DC's willing to tie in, we'll talk about it. We can talk about previous media as well, but let's kind of get the hype train rolling, guys. No one's going to the movies anymore. Let's get everyone going.
Well, you know what? DC's really good on the app to do character highlights on like DC Universe Infinite and stuff. Like they'll do, hey, read about Aquaman, read about Black Manta. So they're good at doing that, but the problem is not everyone's on that app,
I'm not even on that app, to be honest with you.
They need to maybe what I would do if I was them I would put it on Twitter. Like, hey, read this issue for free. And don't make people sign up for a month. Like they go, read the issue for free, but sign up for this service for a month. And then hope that you like give them a free comic, man. Do it. Like they used to do it all the time on Comixology, dude. They like free comics. Boom.
Yeah.
Like let people
love free stuff.
Yeah, man, read this book. I would, they did that with the Jeff Johns #1 issue, new 52 Aquaman. They put that out there.
They should do that with I mean, what's it called? They should be pushing like they should be pushing Aquaman stuff right now. They should be pushing Superman stuff soon. They should be pushing Penguin stuff right after Aquaman, to be honest with you. I don't even Joker, right? Because we've got Joker 2's coming out.
Oh yeah, when's that come out?
I believe that it should be in post-production. I believe they shot everything well before the strikes.
Yeah.
So I think the only thing holding that up would be whatever they couldn't do in post. And if there's any reshoots. But yeah, like that's it. So like, we'll get before Joker. We'll talk some Joker, which will be very. I don't know. We'll have to dig deep because I don't want to do standard stuff.
We'll have to have Reno on that one because it's called Joker Le Folle.
Oh, he could translate.
Yeah. I don't know what the title is. I probably said. I'm sorry to our French friends. I have no idea what I just said.
Yeah, Justin doesn't even like your fries.
I freedom fries, bro. That's where I'm at. Freedom fries.
Well, I'm
just kidding. I love French fries. I love French. There's a French restaurant out here that I'll take my wife to. It's very delicious.
All right. Well, I mean, you should have some octopus.
Yeah. No, I can't do that.
Why? Octopus is good.
I'm not a seafood guy. Like I can eat sushi here. See,
this is why you can't go to Atlantis.
that's very true.
You'll never make it.
That's the number one reason why I can't go.
You'll never make it. You won't eat.
There's no burgers down there, dude.
That's it.
You just gotta eat. I'll eat sushi. I'll have some salmon. I like some salmon.
All right.
Yeah.
I can only eat so much salmon. I do enjoy it. Octopus is good, man. I'll make it for you. I'll grow you some octopus. You'll love it.
Okay, here deal. If you grill some up, I'll have some.
All right.
If you're like, hey, we're gonna have a fish fry. Could you have?
I have one for my birthday every year. I have a huge.
Hey, for the
festival.
For 7 fishes, can you put octopus in that situation?
Every year, it's a staple.
You do?
Yes.
Is there a certain like type of fish, or it's just whatever you want to pick?
I mean, we do more than 7 fishes, but yeah, I mean everything.
You do like 9 fishes?
I mean, it depends. Like there's like 3. There's a bunch of courses. So some stuff goes on macaroni, some softs. A lot of shrimp, a lot of clams, a lot of mussels.
Man,
scallops.
I don't do any of that. Yeah, I can't do that.
Crabs. Sometimes crabs, but squingiles, which is a conch, a sea snail. You have octopus, bacala, which is a codfish.
That's
fried codfish, fried bacala.
I just like you talking about it. It sounds great.
It is. You come over on Christmas Eve. Eat good,
man.
Tell Berg. Tell Berg.
Tell Berg.
I
want to go, man. I want to. It's. I feel like I need to. It's like 53% of my heritage to celebrate. The Italian Christmas Eve. It's like it's
something. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
My family doesn't do that, dude.
All of our holidays are good.
Tamales, dude. That's what we do. So
tamales on Christmas.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I've never. I mean, I guess I don't know if that's what you guys do. That's what you guys do.
Well, it's like a Hispanic thing, and so my wife's
I'm
Hispanic,
sure.
So hey, make tamales.
Makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, so, I can't. Yeah. you're not gonna get what's it called? My Uncle Strapino at your house.
Hey, I just want to celebrate. Whatever Southern Italy is doing, I want to do it. Like,
yeah, it's a lot of fish. There's a lot of fish in there.
I'm gonna get dual citizenship, Pete. So I'm gonna be a citizen of Italy.
What do you need to do? Just go to Jersey.
Just go to Jersey and hang out with Italians over there.
Just go to the tri-state area between New Jersey, Little Italy, and New York, and Arthur Avenue. You'll be fine.
No, right.
Yeah, between New Jersey and New York, you'll be fine.
Y'all are up all night, right? Isn't the whole point to wait till midnight? You wait till midnight and you eat up until.
No,
that's what I thought.
I'm eating.
Yeah, but I thought that was the whole point. Bro. You're supposed to wait till Jesus is born That's the whole point.
I mean,
right?
I am waiting. I'm
I'm
waiting every year.
fish.
Yeah. I'm eating and I'm waiting.
The feast of the fishes, or what? I don't know.
I'm waiting for him on Easter too. He's got to come back, right? Not to turn this all biblical.
Wait, so is there a fish feast for Easter?
I mean, there's food. Yeah, there's a feast, definitely.
But there's not a. But there's
actually,
not like
to believe it or not, we're way off tangent. Easter.
Yeah, sorry guys. Hey, no, we're talking about fish.
Oh
Aquaman,
yeah,
fish,
fish, Oswald,
Aquaman
fish. It's all connected.
Yeah, hey.
Easter is actually my favorite holiday.
There you go.
For a lot of reasons, and to be honest, I like the food better at Easter. So for me personally, that is, you know what? I bet you nice weather. Well, you live out in nice weather, so it's weird, but we have winters here.
Yeah,
not like I'm sure not like vegetable winters up in Minnesota.
Vegetable winters.
We got some winters.
Hey, weather is BOF norm, by the way.
Yeah,
like,
so
Bill usually does it in the beginning, but we're gonna take it.
Our witty banter was at the end. So hey, we Aquaman out for 49 minutes.
Hey, Aquaman.
Tell you, Aquaman on film is back, baby. Aquaman book club. Everyone's stealing Lauer's idea. I did twice.
straight out of Atlantis is what we should call it.
Atlantis. It's all connected.
Straight out of Mercy Reef.
Yeah. SM was SM. What would Hospital be like? SMB Halibut.
Oh no, I would just call him Garth. He's Garth.
Oh yeah. He's adorable. All right. Foster the best. Hey, look, you know what? Someone's going to be like, why'd you guys do an Aquaman show that's crazy? And I'm going to be like, because Burger King has a chicken sandwich. All right, bro?
Why not?
Why
BK
not?
broiler. The BK, and they have a fish one too.
BK. Bill's going to be like, these boys are crazy, but the Cowboys scored like 70 points on the Giants. So let's just go, boys.
So he's good.
All right, plug away before we get into trouble.
So first off, super stoked for Penguin, super stoked for Superman, so on this comic book, but still stoked for the movie. There you go. Find me on Twitter /X, Justin M. Kowalski. Boom. There you go.
You can follow me personally at Pete Illustrated on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow my podcast that I co-host with the champion of Long Island, Eric Holzman, at straight_O_G on Instagram and Twitter. That's Straight Out of Gotham. I also host the Italian Spider-Man Coalition podcast at Italians for Spidey on Twitter. Justin's appeared on that numerous times. BatmanOnFilm.com, Batman on Film YouTube, Batman on Film podcast. I'm all over that joint. I'll also make a monthly appearance on Ryan Lauer's The Batman Book Club, covering his monthly comic books. So I'm really hyped on the Penguin. I'm so on Superman Legacy. That's to be determined.
I'm so hyped.
I'm hyped on Aquaman. And you know what? This book was okay.
Hey, I'm hyped for Black Manta. That's what I'm hyped.
Yeah, I think he's gonna look cool.
That big silver dome.
For Justin Kowalski, I'm Peter Verra. Thank you for listening to the Batman on Film podcast. Authoritative, definitive. The original. Catch you next time, boys.
Now, give me some baked beans.
You've been listening to the original and official podcast of the Batman on Film website. Follow BOF on Threads at The Batman on Film. Follow BOF on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Batman on Film. To keep BOF up and running, go to patreon.com/Batman on Film, or you can buy BOF a beer at buymeacoffee.com/TheRealBatman on Film. For Jet and everyone at BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original. Batman on Film, founded in 1998.